and welcome back to another brand new episode here on Britain's Farm. So, the hay has been cut and tedded and rowed. I have merged them over to make the row slightly wider because I was having a slight issue with in the last episode. I missed quite a bit there, we'll have to go back to that bit. In the last episode when we were baling, or when I was baling, the bales were being dropped a little bit too close to the rows, and it meant that I had to keep doing it inlands, which is no real problem, but it is easier and quicker if we could do it up and down. So I spent a bit of time just merging them over with the hay bob. It took a while. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better because it means I can keep the tractor on the outside. I don't have to run between two rows then. You know, just makes it look a bit neater, if you like. Because as I say, it wasn't sort of pleasing to me. I watched a documentary last night about Ronnie O'Sullivan, and I can take or leave Ronnie O'Sullivan. I'm into my snooker. I can take or leave him. You know, you can't doubt the man's talent at snooker. He's unbelievable. That is never in question. But his sort of attitude and his, you know, behaviour towards, you know, people sometimes, I just find it a bit kind, you know. And then he comes out with something like, you know, oh, I'd rather be stacking shelves in Tesco's, or I'd rather be working, you know, on a farm. Well, I get the farm one, but I did, when my heart condition got too severe for me to work on a farm and to have the sort of fitness levels required to work on the farm, I did take a job in Tesco's and I did stack shelves, and eventually even that got to the point where I couldn't do it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that, and it's nothing against Tesco's. Tesco's are an okay company to work for, so it's nothing against Tesco's, but it was soul destroying. You know, I was sort of given the role of filling the loo rolls every day, and the crisps, and sort of the light things that I could easily lift, and working on the tills. And honestly, I felt like a caged animal. You know, I'm an outdoor person, and being stuck indoors, you know, for about 6-7 hours a day, it was not very nice. And you know, when you hear him say things like that, you do kind of think, you've no idea the struggles and how hard it is. You know, yes, you've been given a talent, yes, you've had to work at it, yes, you've had to put the time in, but to then, in a way, kind of, I feel, insult us by saying, well, I'd rather do your job, because we would give our right bloody arm to do what he's doing, and, you know, to earn the money that he's doing, and be as successful as, you know, as what he is. But I do find today, when I was doing the merging and different things, and say the last episode where I was baling between two rows, if I can't do it perfect, I'm almost not interested. And that's kind of what he was kind of saying in the in his sort of interview / documentary. The person doing it was Stephen Hendry, funnily enough. And he said, you know, why sometimes is your attitude, and he just said, like, you know, I come away, I'm annoyed that I've not been perfect, or I've not been, you know, as perfect or as the best that I believe I can be, and therefore I get annoyed and I take it out on people, and I don't mean to. You know, he said it was like afterwards, you know, a few hours afterwards, and I sort of think, you know, well, actually I won the match, you know, and you know, it wasn't fair to sort of say that, you know, that report or whatever. So sort of listening to him, I then sort of had a little bit of empathy with him, because sometimes that's how I feel. I get, you know, like, certainly it's happened more in the home wold farm videos that I've recorded, where I've kind of just sort of, because things have not quite gone as perfect as I want, and you know, maybe I've messed up my lines a few times, or you know, sort of tripped over my own tongue a few times, do you know what I mean? It gets, you know, and then I just delete the video and I just like, no, that's not going out, you know, that's rubbish. So it, you know, it's, I kind of get where he comes from, and that's the problem that I had. So I did spend a bit of time just merging them over into bigger, you know, sort of wider rows, and obviously thicker rows, because obviously I'm putting more hay in one row. But yeah, it has had a side effect. It's had a side effect. It's had a nasty side effect. So that baler is really good over there. Didn't miss very much. What it did miss, I missed. In terms of my driving wasn't that great. Actually, that's not as bad as what I thought. I thought it was missing. It is missing. Oh, there we go. It is missing a little bit. These, I am finding these rows are a tad too wide for it, and so it is missing bits. But that's not too bad. But anyway, we'll get this baled, and then we'll get them collected. I've had a word with Richard, so we're good to use the bales. Well, obviously we're good to use the bales. They're my bales. We're good to use the shed, but there is a condition on the shed, because he kind of was originally going to charge me rent, which, you know, fair enough, it's his shed and I'm taking space up in it, so, you know, fair enough. But we've sort of come to a bit of a compromise. So he's been looking to get sheep, and I've obviously been looking to start the animals. He's got quite a bit of grass, I've got quite a bit of grass. However, he's got a designated area that he's setting up at the moment for sheep, and his plan is to have the sheep fairly, you know, in the open, and, you know, sort of roaming sort of fairly free, and he's got a big enough field to sort of achieve that. And he's kind of said, well, instead of paying me rent for the bales, for the shed, instead of paying me rent for the shed, you agree to cut my grass and bale it and store it in the shed with your bales, and look after the sheep. Payment will come in the sense of, and he's going to buy the sheep, so I've got no animal purchases to come there. He's going to buy the sheep, but the way we're going to sort of kind of make it work is, when the sheep produce the wool, we sell the wool, but we split the money half and half. So that's him kind of paying me for doing all of the grass cutting and any other sort of contract work that he needs doing, like ploughing or combining, or, you know, whatever. That's his payment to me, is half of his wool, and my payment for the shed is half of the wool, and the fact that I get half of the, as I say, because I'm sort of doing pretty much nearly all of the work, which, as I say, I don't mind, because it is getting us into animals. So it was, see, that's what I mean, it's now missing, because the width and the height of the breeds is now slightly wider, and this baler's not quite big enough to cope with the amount of hay that's in there. So I'm having to sort of go over two rows twice, each row twice, which is a bit frustrating, because as I say, I really want to get on, because yes, we've got these bales to collect, we've got to stack them over there. It does also ease a little bit of the pressure on myself to get the cows and to get the animals and to, you know, get whatever, because if we're going to share the sheep, you know, and that's share, not shear, if we're going to share the sheep, then I can concentrate more on my cows. Between us, we'll have more than enough bales each year to look after the animals, so neither of us are too worried about that. So we'll sort of be looking in a really good place, and I'm quite excited really, because I get on well with Richard, and so it I think it's going to be an animal partnership that works quite well moving forward. I think he's got ambitions of having cows and pigs and stuff like that, and so have I, and I'm hoping to work in the future a lot more with Richard, and to hope that we can sort of help each other along and move each other along, to sort of become the farm that we want. The other thing it does do is, and again this is something that's been agreed by the two of us, is that it does give me a little bit of extra storage. It gives me a bit of extra storage in the winter for my machinery, so if I'm now struggling to get stuff into my sheds, which I was last winter, I can now use the shed as well to store any equipment that I can't get into my own shed. So it's a good move all round, as I say. So we're kind of looking into all of that at the moment, and I think that's going to work really well for us. Certainly for the long short term, whether it's something that will expand or whether it will be something that we grow upon, or whether we just sort of use it now to our advantage, and he kind of uses it to his advantage, and then in the future we sort of say, well, actually, we've helped each other get to this point, we need to go by ourselves. I don't know, but I'm hoping to work a lot more with Richard, and the other thing as well is that it kind of might end up doing as well is might be able to borrow his tractor and some of his equipment, and that would be amazing. And I say that only because in the last episode it would have been much harder to see. I think that was all the rows, wasn't it? I don't think there was. Oh no, it was, well, I thought there was a bit more, and then I kind of convinced myself there wasn't. Yeah, so a bit harder for you to tell with the time lapsing, but that little Fortin Super Major, or the Dexter as I called it, because that's what we called it on the farm. The Ford did do a Super Dexter, but that's a Fortin Major. It's the closest I could find to a Super Dexter, because I can't actually find one on FS22 that doesn't have any serious errors. There is one that I did find, but it has a couple of lure call stacks in it, and I don't do mods with lure call stacks because they will break your save game. So I don't mind errors, like texture errors and stuff like that, but lure call stack, that's not something I'm prepared to sort of do, because as I say, lure call stacks will break your save game. Not initially always straight away, but eventually you'll go to your save game one day and things will not be, you either won't get on it, or I've had it so that my money's gone. I've had it so that I've loaded the game in and fields have disappeared, or I can't work fields, or I've had just loads of different errors over the years of playing farming sim, and I'm going to leave that for there now. And so, as I say, that I refuse to have it, so that's as near as I could get to it, but it has a bit of an issue with anything that I put on it. It starts off by crawling, and it goes quite a long way crawling, and then suddenly it's like it kicks in and then it drives off. Now in real life I would kind of say that's probably a fuel problem. In Farming Sim, that's a mod problem. It would be nice to simulate it's a field problem, a fuel problem, but then the problem that I have with that is it's still going to do it after I've kind of fixed it, so it's not going to make sort of too much difference. But anyway, we need the forklift, and we now obviously need the trailer, and we need to swap the tines for the bale grab. What to do with the seed? Well, we'll get down there and then we'll have a look. It could be something actually that we take to Richard's, because although having said that, I've got that fertiliser and lime in that shed. My arm is so far, the boom is so far up because I was filling the seed drill with it. And I was being lazy and I filled it over the hedge or over the fence. I think it was a fence, not a hedge, but yeah, so I had to boom right out because as I say, I wanted to right, first off, is that too close to where I want to be turning and stuff? Well, it is a little bit, but I think we'll manage. Yeah, I think I might just put it in here. If I put it this side with the fertiliser, there's not anywhere else. No, you wouldn't really store it outside, so I'm not really going to put it down there. Yeah, I think I'll just put it with the fertiliser for now, because we can always move it. And as I say, I want to get these bales done because Richard's very keen to get the sheep area up and running, and we've got some work to do down there because we're also going to have to put in, we're thinking probably some fences and stuff, so now then, are we going to get on there? Because they look as if they've moved, and they shouldn't have moved because I've had, no, they've not moved, that's fine. I can just grab them, it doesn't matter if I just grab them right on the end, as long as I don't turn too sharp I won't drop them. In fact, if I just bend the tines up a little bit, that will mean I definitely won't drop them because they can't go uphill. It's a bit of a tight yard when you put the trailer so close to the shed. But as I say, I'm in a bit of a hurry, so, and that one's turned completely now, so that's good fun. As I say, it doesn't matter too much. We'll just lift that. Gives me a bit more room to turn round. Alright. Don't want to grab both, but that's fine. As in the other two as well. This forklift will only manage two at a time. It won't take four. Alright, we'll push them back. That's twisted that way. Just now then, lift that up like that, drop that like that. Now they've sort of bent inwards because they've just and then drop. There we go. Got two more on there, and then that's that cleared, and then we'll put the bow spike on, and then we'll excuse me, and then we'll go and collect those bales. Just lift the tines up a little bit. There we go. Tines up again. Too much. Okay. There we go. Right, that's off. Right, now we need to put them tines. Take them off. I'm probably going to need the bale again. I'm not going to need the fertiliser, so I'm going to stick it there. There we go. And then shufty round the post. Look for my trailer, which I can't see. Okay, if I lift the arm up, can I see it? Yeah, that's cool. Right, that's okay. Oh. And we've got the bucket in the way. Alright, so what we're going to do with the bucket. What we're going to do with the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. Is there a hole in your bucket? Okay, how the hell did I get that in there? Boom out and grab. Whoop, don't boom in too far, there's a generator there, but I just needed to get it away from that bale grab. There we go. There's a wall there, so I won't go back too far. Just for now, we'll stand the bucket just here. We'll stand thy bucket just here. There we go. And then we've got another awkward grab. See what I would do in real life if I had to grab that and it was like that. First off, I would moan to whoever was the last to use it to leave it like that. But I didn't realise I was so close to the post. Oh, and stick. But what I would do is get as far over to this side as I could. Post's in the way though. I wonder if I could get it from the other side actually. Let's have a look. Might be able to get it from the other way. But what I would try and do is no, I'm definitely better off trying to get it from the other side. Alright. So you see, I want to come in as wide as I can. Now I would boom out and get underneath that hook like that. I would lift it up very, very gently. Like so. I know that's not going to catch, but I would lift it up to so as it just comes off the floor, and then I would just drive forward ever so gently and try and just push it round. It doesn't matter on farming sim because I can just do that, but it didn't look great, but there wasn't much I could do there. I don't know why I left it in there at that angle, whether I put it in at an angle so as I could get the bucket in at an angle and that got everything put away. That's probably what I was doing, but that's not really cricket because, as I say, that was very awkward. Right, we'll go and get some bales. We'll do this field first. We'll do this one first, as I say. Excuse me one moment, that is my phone. I forgot to turn it off.
Love it if you wanna go, I'm down. Darling, we'll make a bigger thing.
Hello everybody, I'm back. Well, it was Richard that called me and he said to me, I've had a thought. And I said, go on. He said, why don't we put a trailer of bales each in the shed for the sheep? I said, right. He said, and then after that, oh, actually before I bring that trailer in like this, let's back that up. I don't want that trailer in here like that. So he said, we'll put a trailer in each. I said, yeah. He said, and then the rest of the bales will sell. So he said, you sell your bales. So I said, okay. He said, and then obviously I'll sell my bales, and then we'll get a second cut, and then we'll put another trailer of bales in the shed each, and then sell the rest. So we've sort of thought that was, and I agreed. I kind of thought that was a decent idea because it will help us to just get a little bit more money in, and you also get to see in real time me backing these trailers. It is much easier. Ooh. Well, that's because I wasn't looking behind, I was looking in front. I was looking at the hitch, I wasn't looking at the back of the trailer. It's much easier to back these trailers with a forklift, and that is a sort of kind of little tip really. If you have trouble backing these trailers, put them either on a telehandler or an articulated tractor. Honestly, it's the easiest way to reverse them, mainly because you need something with like a 0 turn circle so that you can quickly rescue anything that you mess up. But anyway, what on earth happened? It's unusual. I've never undone a strap before and it jumped me into the tractor. Anyway, we'll get these sold. Nice bit of money. So that's given us a little bit more. As I say, we're sort of okay with equipment at the moment, and you know, and fields and stuff like that. So the little bits of money that we get, it just helps us. We did sort of half discuss some other things as well, which actually I'll go this way. I'll go this way. The neighbourhood down there don't really like you cutting through, which is sort of understandable, but at the same time we've all got somewhere we've got to get, you know, and but if I can, I keep the peace, and I cut through there on the way up there, as you saw, so we'll go round for the way back, and then get back to the farm, and then that will probably conclude today's episode. In the next episode we've got some Richard bales to do. We're also going to be looking as well, he's kind of thinking up some ideas, and when I go there to cut the grass I should be thinking up a few ideas myself about how we're going to pen the sheep in, and what we're kind of going to do. So that's something else that we've got to do. We kind of want to do it before the summer gets in, so get those sheep in as quick as possible. I can't see it turning. Get those sheep in as quick as possible. So as I say, life is still growing and getting busy on Britain's farm, and we're doing very nicely at the moment. Our little tiny business is growing steadily, and it's always good to have some friends and some colleagues with, you know, similar ambitions and similar dreams, if you like, and you know, that helps the job move along a little bit quicker, helps the job move a little bit quicker. So yeah, don't know why that combine does that. I've tried to figure that out, but anyway, that will conclude today's episode. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now.